What will happen to the murals removed from the old Civic Center? Mayor Spiro Cheragata says the city is working to get them installed in the new arena.
When you have a work of art like we have, it deserves preservation, and the city's already invested a good bit of money in removing it properly and storing it properly. We don't want to waste that money. We're going to make sure we do what it takes to, to get this mural back in place and be in a place where people can enjoy it. Anybody coming into the arena can see it and enjoy it.
The arena is expected to host major concerts, sports tournaments, and it's going to bring professional hockey back to the Port City when it opens.
Well, the 10 Commandments could soon become a fixture in some Alabama classrooms. A bill that would require posters to be hung in 5th through 12th grade classrooms passed the Senate this afternoon. Alabama political correspondent Jessica Umbro joins us live outside of the State House. Jessica, what was this decision like on the Senate floor?
Well, we really heard a one-sided discussion. We heard a lot from the bill's sponsor about why he brought this bill to the legislature this session. Democrats were pretty much iced out of this conversation before that bill passed. Now, this bill would require 5th through 12th grade classrooms to have a poster-sized copy of the 10 Commandments posted. The bill's sponsor says that change would allow students to connect with religious texts and understand their context in world history. He pushed back on the idea that it violates the separation of church and state, but Senate Democrats raised frustrations about not being able to participate in the discussion.
Many foundational documents referenced God, moral order, natural rights, but these connections are often omitted or downplayed in modern curricula.
You just went right back to him. I understand your game plan here, but be fair about it.
No, I'm going to be fair. I mean, but
with your game plan. Look, you looked me in my eyes.
I went like this.
And you went another way.
Now, that just now was Senator Bobby Singleton in a brief but heated discussion with Lieutenant Governor Will Ainsworth. The Lieutenant Governor did say that as the presiding officer of the Senate chamber, it was really up to him on who was speaking and at what time. So we did not end up hearing any Democrats talk about this bill before it was passed along party lines. We have seen one party ice out another at times. It doesn't happen every day, but it certainly can happen. Live at the State House, Jessica Umbro, Fox 10 News.
All right, Jessica, thank you. And this bill will now head on to the House for consideration. There are 5 working days that are left in this year's legislative session.
Public Broadcasting just won a major court battle in Washington. A federal judge has permanently blocked the Trump administration from cutting off federal funds to NPR and PBS. The judge calling the order unlawful and a form of viewpoint discrimination under the First Amendment. NPR's president and CEO says the ruling affirms the rights of free and independent press. PBS releasing a statement indicating the company is, quote, thrilled with the decision. A spokesperson for the White House says the decision, however, is, quote, a ridiculous ruling by an activist judge attempting to undermine the law, end quote. And another ruling to tell you about today, a federal judge hitting the pause on the president's $400 million White House ballroom project. The judge ordering the administration to suspend construction on the new East Wing ballroom unless and until Congress signs off. The injunction is delayed 14 days to allow for an appeal and for any work needed for security that can continue. The president blasting the ruling on social media, arguing the privately funded project doesn't cost taxpayers. The judge called the president a steward of the White House and not the owner. All right, taking a live look outside, it has been a warm afternoon. You know, spring break continues. A lot of out-of-towners are in the area. We're going to see more and more people outside.
Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith joins us now. And Jason, we're coming up on Easter weekend. Of course, everybody wants some nice weather for those Easter egg hunts and things like that. We don't know what the weather's going to do. Well, you do. I don't.
Well, let's take a look at it because we do have some spotty rain. We're tracking some storms right now. And then by Easter weekend, weekend, we could see a little activity as well. And this is some much needed rain that's occurring right now in the forecast area. Not everybody's getting it, unfortunately. It's just a scattered setup like we expected for today. And we're seeing some hit and miss showers, and mainly in Mobile County and Baldwin County right now, but also up into Monroe County. On the Mobile County side, I want to start out. We got a little rain shower right now at Mobile Regional Airport. We got a pretty good one here that's just pulled through Sims and is moving up Lott Road and crossing up towards Highway 45. So we've got some rain there between Wilmer and Sims. Also, it's raining pretty heavily on Highway 225 from about Bromley northward up to Stockton. This is good stuff here. Some much needed rain there, but a lot of spots are missing out. We've seen hardly a drop in downtown Mobile. There's not much happening closer to the beaches. Here's a look at that one pop-up storm. We've had a couple lightning strikes with it. It is now lifted up past Big Creek Lake and up Lott Road right now and moving to the north. Over along 59, we expect to see the possibility of some rain heading up your way up towards Tensas and Latham. You could get some rain as well, but it looks like south of I-10, there's not much to this. Up into Monroe County, these storms are moving to the north at about 10 to 15 miles an hour through the Monroeville area, headed towards Franklin and Beatrice. So we're getting some scattered rain activity in the area. We're going to continue to see that through the afternoon. We have a lower chance overnight, but there is an isolated rain chance into the overnight hours tonight. And we have a chance for some scattered showers tomorrow, too, in the forecast. We'll look at that and your holiday forecast coming up. Shelby?
All right, Jason, thank you. The Blue Angels took to the skies over Pensacola this morning for its first practice flight of the season. But fans who showed up at the base got turned away. Normally, visitors would be able to watch practice from the flight line behind the Naval Aviation Museum. But NAS Pensacola changed its policy earlier this month, shortly after the conflict with Iran began. The base has not given a reason for the change. Now, anyone without a Department of Defense ID can only visit the base on weekends. So for now, the flight line is closed to the general public. Several people went to the Walmart on Blue Angel Parkway, which is a popular place to watch practice off the base. And some people we talked with say they didn't realize the base was closed until they got to the front gate this morning.
Oh, they were very good about redirecting
nice.
us around back to here.
They told us to come to Walmart or Target, but it's a little disappointing. We wanted to see the museum, too.
Well, those watching from Blue Angel Parkway did get a chance to get some Blue Angel souvenirs. We're going to show you what the Naval Aviation Museum did to try to make things a little easier for the spectators. That's coming up on Fox News at 5.
On a day when the average gas prices topped $4 a gallon, the defense secretary telling reporters that coming days will decide the U.S.-Israeli war with Iran. For now, Iran is keeping up the pressure, blocking global oil shipments. Fox News correspondent Caroline Shively has your update from Washington.
The war in Iran may be 6,000 miles away, but the effects are being felt at gas pumps across the U.S., with the price jumping by about $1 a gallon from a month ago.
We got to fill up now because, tomorrow is going to be more expensive.
The national average for a gallon of gas is now above $4, and in states like California and Washington state, well over $5. Some local areas are paying even more.
I just paid $6.19 per gallon today. Recently, gas prices were $4 something, so that's a massive increase for us. Everybody's feeling it.
The price for diesel is $5.43 a gallon, a record-breaking 45% increase over last month.
It's going to mean more expensive bills for truckers, tractors, and trains that move the U.S. economy with diesel fuel. It's going to mean consumers are likely greeted by rising grocery prices.
So far, the U.S. military has avoided hitting Iran's oil infrastructure, but President Trump is threatening to go after Karg Island, Iran's main export terminal.
President Trump will make a deal he is willing, and the terms of the deal are known to them. If Iran is not willing, then the United States War Department will continue with even more intensity.
The last time gas was this expensive was in 2022, months after the Russian invasion of Ukraine, when prices topped $5 a gallon. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
And let's take a look at the gas prices in the local area. According to AAA, gasoline in Alabama is averaging at around $3.67 a gallon. Mobile and Baldwin County are right in line with that. Mobile County at 368, with Baldwin County averaging 366. Now, as you can see, Escambia County is slightly higher. Drivers paying $3.80 a gallon.
On the roadways right now, our Eastern Shore Toyota Camry here looks okay. We're not seeing any major delays on Interstate 10. And checking out our traffic tracker right here, we have a lot of green on the board right now. I-65, I-10 out towards the Mississippi line, and I-10 over towards Pensacola, and from Pensacola south to Pensacola Beach. We're just not seeing any big issues. It looks like a nice flow of travel in the tunnel right now, so no problems there. Down to the beach, it looks like things are flowing along great on 59 here through Gulf Shores. And checking the Pensacola area, we do have a little delay here coming off of 110 going northbound and trying to get on I-10 westbound. We'll watch that. I'm starting to see some red right there, so may have something getting going as far as an accident or some delays there. We'll continue to watch that. I'll have another traffic update as we get closer to the 5 o'clock hour.
All right, Jason, we'll see you then. But here on Fox 10 News at 4 coming up, NASA is set to launch Artemis 2. 4 people will orbit to the moon. The latest on the countdown. Plus, an airline malfunction showers a runway in fire. And a child battling brain cancer becomes a superhero for a day. It's all coming up in today's Take a Look at This. But first, let's go outside as we take a look, and definitely some fog out there, I believe. We're going to take a closer look at this with Jason a little bit later on. But yeah, it's been a red flag week this week at the beach. Keep that in mind. If you are visiting, do not get into the water. It could be dangerous. We'll be right back.
Back. NASA is set to make history tomorrow with the first launch towards the moon in more than 50 years.
Fox News correspondent Caroline Elliott has the details on this historical mission into deep space.
Hey, let's go to the moon!
NASA's Artemis 2 mission is set to take off Wednesday, marking the first time humans have gone into deep space since 1972.
I think the nation and the world has been waiting a long time to do this again.
We believe that we've solved those through, we've changed the seals out, we've done exhaustive testing, and so we feel pretty good about that.
The mission will send 4 astronauts beyond Earth's orbit to circle the moon and test the spacecraft's ability in deep space. And NASA says this time the hope is to not let another 50 years pass before we go back.
Where we can actually use the moon to help us go beyond the moon is what's important.
The launch will serve as a test flight to the next moon landing and hopefully one day going to Mars.
It's just cool that I'm alive today to be able to see something like that, you know, be able to view it. And it's just amazing what we are able to do now, today, and I'm just excited.
Tourists are flooding Florida's Space Coast ahead of the launch to hopefully witness history.
I think the size of the rocket, too, and it's just something big. It's, you know, we're used to use little Falcon 9 rockets going, and so we're excited about this one.
The forecast shows there's an 80% chance the weather will cooperate, but there are hundreds of other safety and equipment issues that NASA will watch, and a lot of space fans are also hoping Wednesday's launch is not a scrub. In New York, Caroline Elliott, Fox News.
Yeah, talking about the possibility of having to scrub the launch. So far, the weather looks fine, but they do have like 2 backup dates in case that does happen, that they need to reschedule. But I think it's interesting because they're not landing, Shelby. They're just going to be circling around to check it out for a future.
But I mean, for 50 years,
I know
this is something historical, and I'm hoping, again, that they don't have to scrub it because everybody is watching.
And I know you haven't seen it yet. I'm going to say yet because I know it's on our list. But this just reminds, I think there's like a lot of renewed interest now, especially with the movie Project Hail Mary and just watching that mission. So anyhow, 4 of them getting ready to go up. Let's hope it goes well.
Exciting.
All right, hey, we are looking outside right now with our Eastern Shore Toyota Camry here from our Dolphins location in downtown Mobile, and we have some buildup of cloud cover out there. Some locations the clouds have built up tall enough to produce some rainfall, and we're actually getting some real deal showers and a few thunderstorms, but A lot of areas are not seeing this rain, so it just kind of depends on where you are. It's convective activity, and just had a shower pop up and move over Mobile Regional Airport. We've got another thunderstorm here that just moved north of Lott Road. It is weakening, headed up Highways 45. Nothing in downtown or midtown. Fairhope and Daphne are dry, but we've got a pretty solid wall of rain up Highway 225 from Bromley up to Hurricane Crossroads and Stockton, getting some decent showers and thunderstorms, especially from about 59 back towards some of the river landings to the west over towards Live Oak. We've got some showers there and rain as you go further north. So pop-up storms moving north at about 15 miles an hour, and it looks like the coast is going to see probably nothing. Inland areas a little bit better shot at it along and north of Interstate 10 this afternoon. There's that heavier downpour. It's got some red in it there around Stockton. That may be enough for a decent, say, quarter to half an inch of rain in a couple of spots. We also have showers lifting up through Monroeville now. We had some thunderstorms earlier. Now it's up towards Franklin, Beatrice, and back out 106 with those showers. So we do have some activity to track. It's pretty widely scattered like we expected. Rain chance only about 30% today, maybe a little better chance tomorrow at 40%. Here is the beach forecast. Unfortunately, not a good beach week because of a southeast wind, and our rip current risk is going to stay high as we go through Thursday and into Friday. Checking out the high-res modeling, it doesn't show much in the way of rain overnight. We only have isolated chances overnight, but rain could kick off a little sooner tomorrow, and the Futurecast is putting most of the action from about Mobile back to the north and to the west. So from, say, Lucedale to Leaguesville to Chatham to Jackson to Thomasville, those are going to be your best likely areas of seeing a chance of rain. It is a lower chance across the Panhandle, only an isolated chance from Pensacola to Destin. And that'll be the case for your Wednesday. Taking a peek at the long range, if you don't get rain tomorrow, it looks like we will be relatively dry on Thursday. Only an isolated chance of showers. The ridge is trying to build back in. So Thursday and Friday, just very spotty, isolated showers around. The same thing for Saturday. But Easter Sunday, we have some concern about the possibility of a very slow-moving, weakening front getting into the area, and that could bring a band of rain around during the area during the day on Sunday. So Easter Sunday, we've got some questions about the possibility of rain, something we've been talking about in the forecast, and it is reflected in your 7-day. Rain chance 40% tomorrow. Isolated chances for the rest of the week and into Saturday. Pretty good shot at rain on Easter Sunday, but it will be a weakening system, and it will be cooler behind that front too. So highs about 10 degrees cooler on Easter Sunday, 71 on Monday, and we do see drier weather early next week. At least we're getting some rain out there right now to help with the pollen, but not everyone is getting it. Shelby?
All right, Jason, thank you. A Delta plane makes an emergency landing after a reported malfunction sends flames shooting out of its engine, showering the runway with fire. Jeremy Roth has this story in today's Take a Look at This.
Frantic airline passengers pleaded for pilots to turn around after fire was seen sputtering from a plane's engines just moments after takeoff. The Delta flight had just departed Sao Paulo, Brazil, when one of the engines burst into flames, showering sparks onto the runway below and starting a fire as the plane continued to ascend. Shortly thereafter, the pilots did turn the plane around, returning it and its passengers safely to the ground. Fire crews could then be seen tackling the flames, which, according to Delta, resulted from a mechanical issue with the plane's left engine. Newly released video from Missouri shows the heroic actions of a police officer who earlier this month pulled a man from a burning car after his vehicle rolled over during a crash. The dramatic moments where the officer sprang into action helped the man escape the potentially deadly scenario with only minor injuries. And in a serendipitous twist, KMOV reports the song playing in the officer's patrol car at the time of the rescue included the lyrics, "Save me." Whew. Everybody good and tense? Well, have no fear, Super JJ is here. And this 4-year-old caped crusader was able to save the day thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation and a collective community effort. WCVB reports Jackson JJ Weiss of Marblehead is being treated for an aggressive form of brain cancer, and through his journey, his family has called him their superhero. So they called Make-A-Wish, pooled their resources, and made JJ a real superhero for a day.
Marblehead is a little safer, a lot brighter, all because of Super JJ.
For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
That is so neat. I want to take this opportunity now to walk you through how to get to our Unwritten Legends section on the Fox 10 Gulfstream app. Once you have that app open on your Roku, Apple TV, or Fire Stick, go ahead and head over to the section. I'm opening up the app right now, and this one's really easy to find. You're just going to scroll down. Here, I'll step it out of the way so you can see that. Once you get down, you'll go over until you see Unwritten Legends right there at the top. And then you can see all of the different reports that we've done on this, from the veteran's flight to the story of a ghost. We have all of this content for you here, but I also want you to see another segment that we have listed here that is really neat. This is Aging Untold. So we have a lot of stories that we have compiled here about the different journeys that you may be on if you have an older parent that you're caring for, including family possessions aren't just stuff, how to declutter with care. So again, a lot of content for you to go through on the Gulfstream app, including our newscasts, Investigate TV, studio interviews, and so much more. Go ahead and download that app now if you haven't already done so, and then treat it like you would other apps that you have on your smart TV, like Netflix or Prime Video. Only this is going to be exclusive Fox 10 News content. All right, still ahead, an arrest affidavit suggests Tiger Woods had pills on him after that crash last week. Find out what charges he's facing now. That is all when Fox News at 4 returns. Stay close.
The Fox 10 Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Fox 10 Pledge of Allegiance.
Hurry, this offer ends soon.
Welcome back in. A new arrest affidavit released today reveals Tiger Woods had 2 hydrocodone pills in his pocket and bloodshot eyes when deputies arrested him last Friday.
Woods telling deputies he was looking at his phone and changing the radio channel. He didn't notice, he says, the truck in front of him slowing down. He says he wasn't drinking, but he did take some prescription medication that morning.
A breath test confirmed no alcohol, but he refused a urine sample. The 82-time PGA Tour champion faces DUI and property damage charges. His first court date is April 23rd.
Now, this is his second DUI arrest and 4th career crash. He was arrested for DUI in 2017 and suffered severe leg injuries in a 2021 rollover near LA. According to reports, Woods entered a not guilty plea on the latest charges. His attorney also filed a waiver of arraignment and is asking for a jury trial. American Idol fans have a little longer of a wait before they find the results of Monday's contest.
Host Ryan Seacrest blamed what he calls an unprecedented voting response. The show now lets fans vote on social media or text or online. Voting stays open until the final commercial break.
That left little time, they say, to tabulate the final totals. Seacrest says the show is delaying the results to make sure everything's accurate. I see Alabama's Lionel Richie is still holding it down as one of the judges, but who else is? I can't tell you the last time I watched American Idol.
Luke Bryan, country music, and Carrie Underwood, who's a product of the show, also in country music. They're the judges there. There is one girl on there that I see all over my page that people just love.
One of the contestants.
Yes, one of the contestants. She writes her own songs, and she has Christian background, and she's good.
So people are rooting for her.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, get those votes right.
I know, they need them. Well, 2 high-profile upcoming series are in the news today.
Okay, let's go to David Daniel. He's got your Hollywood Minute.
The Tomb Raider series has hit a snag. Amazon MGM says star Sophie Turner has suffered a minor injury on set, prompting a pause in production. The studio has not given specifics on the injury or when filming might resume. It released this photo of Turner as Lara Croft when production began in January. The series is due out sometime in 2027.
Right into the center here, please. Thank you.
Laura Dern is attached to star in what would be the first scripted series about the Jeffrey Epstein case. Sony Television is putting together the project based on a book by Miami Herald journalist Julie K. Brown. Dern would play Brown, whose years-long investigation identified dozens of alleged victims and led to Epstein's arrest.
Can't believe we're staying at the Psycho Killer B&B.
You don't have to go anywhere to see Scream 7. The latest chapter in the iconic horror franchise arrives on digital platforms to buy or rent Tuesday, with more than 40 minutes of deleted scenes and other killer bonus content. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Wow, that one's in digital already? That wasn't at the theaters long. It was all right.
I was going to ask if you saw it.
I did see it.
I feel like that's kind of standard for a 7th movie at this point, to be all right.
What she's saying is, that's enough. Really quickly, because I think Jeremy forgot this part, congrats to Brandy. She got her star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Whoop, whoop.
That's right.
Loved Brandy.
Boring Is Mine and Monica.
Yes, Monica. I was just about to say, I watched that growing up for sure, and the Cinderella movie with her in it. Moesha. Yep. Monica, Moesha, you're right. So good for her. Good for her. Well, next up, we're going to dive into those big breaking stories coming up on your news at 5, and then we've got this.
I believe there's actually a lot to like about this yours, mine, and ours thing because you work together on joint financial goals and obligations.
A new report finds more than half of American couples keep some money separate. When we come back, experts explain why it could work for your family.
And we are tracking a chance of some scattered showers across the area. You can see some of that activity across the Gulf Coast that we're looking at right now, lifting to the north. We'll have an update on radar coming up.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 News.
We've got our crews working on your breaking news updates and follow-ups for Fox News at 5. Later tonight, a major move in that 2024 May Day mass shooting in Baldwin County. The man accused of firing first has now been indicted on 2 counts of felony murder. We've got what is next in that case. And then a big change for hemp shops in Mobile. City Council members approving new rules that could let doors reopen and soon. What the stores are going to have to do next and how fast those sales could start back up. Also, a big birthday for the nation is coming up, and Alabama wants everyone in on the celebration. We'll show you how to find some of those local events. These are the stories we'll have for you coming up tonight on Fox 10 News at 5.
Well, the fight to reopen Big Creek Lake is heating up, and tonight the people leading that fight want your support. Take Back Big Creek Lake from Moz is holding a community meeting tonight. They say they're going to share the latest on their legal and legislative push to restore public access to the lake and the bills now moving through the Alabama House and Senate. The controversy started in February last year when Mobile Area Water and Sewer Systems, or Moz, closed the lake to the public, citing the need to protect Mobile's drinking water from contamination and invasive species. That meeting is tonight at 6 at Hill Spring Baptist Church on Eliza Jordan Road North in Mobile. Organizers say anyone who uses or cares about the lake is welcome.
And a special welcome home for Vietnam-era veterans right in the local area. The 92nd Infantry Buffalo Soldiers Association World War II Alabama chapter hosting a ceremony to mark Vietnam War Veterans Day. That is tonight from 6 to 7:30 at the Saraland Event Center on Saraland Boulevard South. All Vietnam-era veterans are invited. The guest speaker, Dr. James Everhart, served with the Montfort Point Marines. Organizers say it's a simple message: welcome home and thank you.
All right, looking out there right now, traffic slowing down a little bit ahead of the Wallace Tunnel. I'll have a full traffic update coming up here on Fox 10 News. We're also tracking a number of things here on our Gulf Stream. And so if you have a smart TV, there is a Fox 10 News Gulf Stream app. You can download that app if you don't have it already. And if you go onto the app, you have the ability to be able to see what's happening live. You can see there's Lanice right there. And also your weather forecast. And then we have even a segment called Next Weather. And I just did a big update on pollen, which is something that's been a very persistent problem for the Gulf Coast region. Here's a look at our forecast for tomorrow in Pensacola. We've got temperatures starting out in the upper 60s. With our forecast for tomorrow morning, it's going to be very mild in Pensacola, and we'll have a high around 76 with isolated showers in Pensacola tomorrow. On the Mobile side, maybe a little bit better chance of a scattered shower tomorrow midday or early afternoon with a rain chance at 40%. Daytime highs are going to be up close to 80 degrees, and we've got that south wind continuing for the forecast area. Today, if you're south of I-10, you're probably not going to see much rain, but if you're in the inland spots, you've got an opportunity. And in Mobile, we haven't seen much. Out towards West Mobile, we have had a couple of showers over the airport. There's still a little streak of rain that kind of starts here. Got one little shower in Theodore, and that's lifting to the north. We've had some showers moving through Sims. All this activity is moving to the north at about 15 miles an hour. Look at Baldwin County near Hurricane and Crossroads, actually getting a quick half an inch of rain here, and that's tracking up towards Stockton. So we have some scattered showers here and there across the forecast area. We're going to take a look at these, and I'll have your Easter forecast coming up here on Fox 10.
All right, Jason, thank you. Well, 2 common chemicals used to make plastic more flexible may pose serious health risks to pregnant women. A new study in eClinical Medicine links phthalates to nearly 2 million preterm births worldwide in 2018. It also ties them to about 74,000 newborn deaths. Researchers say it's still not clear how these chemicals could contribute to preterm birth or infant deaths. Phthalates are found in many everyday plastic products, including some toys and food storage containers. Experts note the chemicals have a short half-life and typically leave the body within a few days.
A new report finds more than half of American couples keep some of their money separate. In this Watching Your Wallet, consumer investigator Rachel DePompa shows you how it can work.
Only 26% of couples keep their financial accounts completely separate these days. Ted Rossman with Bankrate says it's generational. The boomers are the biggest subscribers to this model. He says only 1 in 4 couples completely separate their finances, mostly Gen Zers. Gen X and millennials are the biggest believers in the yours, mine, and ours financial situation.
I believe there's actually a lot to like about this yours, mine, and ours thing, because you work together on joint financial goals and obligations, but yet you also have some money that's yours and yours alone. That can be a good thing because people don't like the other person looking over their shoulder.
He says it often works well for people because you agree to certain dollar amounts together, but you also have some money left over for buying what you want. He says just make sure it's not a secret and that you keep up the communication.
When it's a secret, that's really a breach of trust. And that can really come back to undermine not just your finances, but even your more emotional kind of relationship. So don't keep secrets, but do talk about these things. If you want to keep some money separate and you and your spouse agree, that can actually be a healthy way to have some independence, but also still be working together on some joint goals and bills.
Rossman says it's not always fun to talk about money, but try your best to take the stigma and judgment out of the conversation. He also says set a timer, make it a quick conversation so you don't dread it. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Rachel DePompa.
I'm Sarah Wall, and today on In Depth, we are talking about credit card skimming. This is what happens when thieves get your information when you insert your credit card into an ATM or a gas pump to pay. And officials say they just broke up a big card skimming scheme right here in our area. You can check it out on In Depth with Sarah Wall. You can see that on our Fox 10 Gulfstream TV app, our Fox 10 Facebook page, and on our Fox 10 website, fox10tv.com.
Samsung making it easier to share pictures with your iPhone friends, and a social media site that promised less AI now facing a user revolt over its own chatbot. That's all coming up in today's Daily.com.
All right, let's take a look at our satellite radar picture right now. We've got some scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area this afternoon in a couple of spots. Mobile County, Baldwin County, and northern Monroe County seeing some of that rain. A lot of spots are not getting the rain today, but a few locations have gotten lucky and seen some much needed shower activity. Sims is one of the spots that has seen a number of showers, and we've got a little streak of rain here that's kind of lining up over the central and western side of Mobile County, north of I-10, generally speaking. We've seen a few showers over into George County, too, some rain up near Citronelle. And then the Highway 225 has been the area that's been getting some of the heaviest of the rain here. Most of this just west of Bay Minette around Hurricane at Crossroads. Also got a heavy downpour near Stockton where we're getting some lightning and thunder. You can see the showers in the Wilmer and Sims area. We got some rain out along Moffett Road, but nothing in Midtown or downtown. Not much going on for Daphne either, or in Spanish Fort, but north of Hurricane here. Look at that one red cell right there. Lightning strikes with it and heavy downpours there. Monroe County, we still got some rain right now, but it's lifting to the north pretty quickly and will be out of the area and into Wilcox County soon. The pollen is a big issue, and with some rain around, it might help at least temporarily knock us from very high down to about high by Wednesday, and then into Thursday and Friday, the breeze gets going again. It's going to stir that pollen right back up. As far as rain chances, what we've got going on right now will gradually fade away through this evening. Overnight, only an isolated rain chance. And then tomorrow, we're going to have another opportunity for some rain. And the high-res model kind of underplayed what happened with the rain today. And it is showing a possibility of some scattered showers in the area tomorrow, mainly over the northern and western sections of the forecast area. There's going to be a better chance over this way than, say, across the Florida Panhandle. So if you're in Mobile and up into Washington County, Greene, George counties, you might see a little bit better chance of rain tomorrow, especially mid-morning through mid to late afternoon, and then it'll all fade out. And we've got some drier weather, but not completely dry, Thursday, Good Friday, and Saturday. Our rain chances are at 20% each day, isolated showers. Sunday, Easter Sunday, our rain chance is at 60%. So we are watching for some showers that could be impacting Easter services and Easter egg hunts on Sunday. Something to continue to monitor in the long-range forecast.
All right, keep it tuned right here for all of our weather reports to get that update on your Easter coverage. Well, Instagram is pulling back on its use of the PG-13 label for teen accounts after the Motion Picture Association threatened legal action over the trademarked rating. Instagram launched the PG-13 framework last fall, saying it would help parents understand what content their kids could see. But the MPA objected, saying Instagram never worked with the group to earn that rating. The association also argued Instagram's filtering is done by AI, not the human review process used for actual movie ratings. The two sides reached an agreement today. Instagram will substantially reduce its use of the PG-13 label, and when it does appear, a disclaimer will make clear it's not the same as the official movie rating. Meta, Instagram's parent company, says it is pleased with this agreement. If you fly Delta, your in-flight Wi-Fi is about to get a lot faster. Amazon's LEO satellite unit announced a deal today to bring high-speed satellite Wi-Fi to 500 Delta planes starting in 2028. We're told the speeds will be 3 to 5 times faster than what the airline currently offers. The service will be free for Delta SkyMiles members. Amazon LEO, formerly Project Kuiper, has about 200 satellites in orbit, compared to more than 10,000 for SpaceX's Starlink, which already has deals with Southwest, United, and Alaska Airlines.
Another generative AI is being added to the mix, and Samsung is adding something new, but there's a catch. I've got two stories making headlines in yourdaily.com. Sharing files between Android and iPhone has always been a headache. Good news, that's changing. Samsung is rolling out AirDrop support to the Galaxy S26 series through QuickShare. The rollout started in Korea and has reached the US finally. Both devices need to be set to everyone, and from there, early users say it just works. To use it, you'll need a Galaxy S26, S26 Plus, or the S26 Ultra. Opera, One UI 8.5 software, and Google Play Services versions 26.11 or higher. If you have an older Galaxy, well, there's good news and bad news. People with the S22 through S25 phones are seeing the software update, but the feature just isn't live yet. Samsung is following Google, which brought this to Pixel phones first. Hopefully, Motorola will be coming online soon. All right, Blue Sky has an assistant, and it's AI. The tool is called Addie. It helps people build custom fields using artificial intelligence. Within days, more than 125,000 people blocked the tech, making it the second most blocked account on the platform. Blue Sky built its identity as a refuge from the AI-saturated internet. For a lot of users, launching the AI tool felt like a betrayal, especially when basic features like image DMs still don't exist. Blue Sky leadership says AI should serve people and not platforms. However, based on the numbers, like the number of people who block the tech, a lot of people on Blue Sky are not buying that yet. It's still early in the launch, about 3 days in, so we'll see if minds are changed.
Up next, meet an Illinois piano teacher about to turn 90. Still hitting all the right notes and inspiring a new generation. How she's keeping her community in harmony after the break.
Piano teacher in Illinois, turning 90 next week, and she is still shaping new musicians one lesson at a time.
Wow. Bria Walters introduces you to the woman keeping music and her community in harmony.
Glad that I've lived a healthy, happy life till 90 and looking forward to 100 and more.
At 89 years young, Merle Langs teaches piano nearly every day.
Teach gifted children and gifted and master adults.
Those students see her both in person and online.
It's like they're sitting right next to me, except they're on the music desk. Hi, good morning.
Langs played her first note at just 6 years old.
I went to New York to study, and I studied in Hartford, Connecticut. I went to the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor.
To her, teaching always struck a chord. That's why she had her first student at age 11.
It was my best friend who wanted to play piano just like me. And it was that first lesson said, I have to learn how to be a teacher.
On top of her career, she's a mother and grandmother. One of her grandchildren is Grammy-winning composer Emily Baer.
I was in the kitchen with her mother, and I heard somebody playing piano. And I says, who's that playing piano? And she says, that's her daughter. I says, but she's this big.
In her nearly 80 years of teaching, she says her students are her proudest achievements.
But I haven't been able to teach them since they were children. They were in New York competitions.
Langs herself is a composer, and she shares a piece she created that's untitled. Langs' 90th birthday is April 9th, and she says the key to a happy, healthy life is love.
Family first, and then something special that you like to do. And you continue to do it into old age, and you have a life.
In Rockford, Bria Walters, WYFR News.
Now with the latest.
Shelby, what did you find out?
Well, in East Cameron, on top of 2 murder charges, Robert Brown Jr. was also indicted on an attempted murder and an assault second charge. Brown is accused of killing 2 people and shooting another that May Day in 2024. In all, 18 people were shot, according to Baldwin County deputies, and 3 of them died. Investigators say 2 groups started arguing in a crowd of about 1,000 people when shots were fired. Prosecutors say Brown fired first, but he wasn't the only one. Brown and his co-defendant Mac Adams are accused of killing Michael Anderson and Shakita Ewing. Taekwon French is accused of killing Christian Bradley. French's attorney has asked a judge to dismiss his case twice since he still hasn't been indicted in nearly 2 years. The judge has denied both motions. French and Adams' cases have been bound over to a grand jury. They're both being held on no bond. And Brown is also in jail on no bond. He's expected to be in court on May 6th for an arraignment. In the studio tonight, Shelby Myers, Fox 10 News.